Welcome, welcome everybody. Pursuit here,
And this is Phoenix.
and we are continuing our RimWorld. And yes, we're on the start screen, so it doesn't look like we are, but we are continuing RimWorld on Alpha 9. We're going to recreate the colony that we had for Alpha 8. And there's a few tools here that we're going to show on how to do that. We've installed a mod called Prepare Carefully from EdB, and it will help us to create back our colonists the way we had them, or something close to it based on the Alpha 9 version of them. So we've also recreated the world. Oh, it's taking a while to close. We've recreated the world that we had before. It did rename it something else, but that's alright. But we used the same seed that we had before, and we found that the map will look almost the same, but will have some of the new features. So some of it will look a little differently, but for the most part it should look fairly similar, and we should be able to create the world the way it was before. We're close to it. So let's say a new colony. And we have decided to go with Phoebe, base builder. Before we went with Cassandra, but if we're going to continue on the colony, we're not trying to really escape the planet as much as discover the way the game plays and have fun doing it. So Phoebe,
Base builder. Gives lots of time between disasters to relax and build your colony, but beware, if she's set at high challenge scale, she'll hit as hard as anyone.
so it gives us time to build between disasters, so we can have more fun actually building and hopefully not get run off the planet because of the difficulty. Yeah. We're still going to go with challenge mode though, 100%. If we determine maybe it gets too difficult or too easy, we can bump this up or down, and you can change these actually in the game also.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, but we're going to go with Phoebe for now. Yeah, it's in the options. There's a way to change it.
Good to know.
So we'll go ahead and select next here. This is Nova
Tarazed.
whatever it is. What do we have before? Aludra something or other.
Yep.
It renamed it, but it's basically the same map. So if we select it, you'll see, if you go back and look at our first one, it looks exactly the same. We're really close. And before, when we chose the map place, we chose this one right here. So if we go in here, we will see that it looks exactly the same as it did before. Let's go ahead and select that, but we need to build the characters first. So before we had, how many colonists? We had 9 colonists and 2 prisoners. So we're going to see how much of this we can recreate. So instead of using these right here, we'll go to Prepare Carefully, which is the mod. And this will allow us to create our characters the way they were before.
Which will take some time.
So we'll probably just start with Walter and see if we can't do the rest of them differently off screen.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you don't need to watch it all. We're just going to go with the one. And I've seen this used before. I have not actually used it myself, so it might be a little bit of hiccups figuring it out, but it shouldn't be too difficult. So, Walter, who was female, didn't look like that, so we're going to have to change some stuff. Let's change, pretty close to age. I can almost read the age on the notes I took here. I think it says 38. Yes, Walter is 38 now. And the game now has, I guess we will leave this as it is. The game now has your regular age, and this one over here is your age based on, so if we say that she's 38, it will be as if, including cryo,
Like the cryo sleep?
Yeah, I don't know if it's called the cryo age or whatever it is. So basically, Walter, if we go by this...
She was frozen, so if she hadn't been frozen, she'd be 60, is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
So she was in cryo for 22 years of her life. So we're just going to, since it's a new feature, we're just going to think we'll just leave these wherever they are and just kind of let it fall where it may. So she's 38. She slept in cryo sleep for 22 years.
So she looks great for her age. You can change her name.
Well, let's change the other stats around them first.
Okay.
And then we'll go back to the age. So, childhood, we have that she was a scout.
Are they alphabetical?
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey.
That'd be much easier.
It would be.
So let's see if Scout is still available. Scout is available. So these help determine the stats over here. So we'll see how close we can get based on these. Excuse me. Sorry. My throat's a little raw there.
In her adulthood, she is a starship janitor. So,
adulthood. Starship janitor. Let's see. A little bit.
There we go.
Starship janitor. Oh, and look at that.
Changed her to.
Changed her body type. That's the appropriate body type too.
I believe so.
Yes, that does look like Walter.
Sort
At least the body type.
Yes. Okay. So next, traits.
So let's see what her traits were. We're looking at a screenshot we've got over on the side. So we've got psychically deaf.
Psychically deaf means that they don't have any kind of works on a psychic frequency different from everyone else. She just isn't affected by psychic phenomena, which means that things that would make other people crazy just don't bother her.
Which is a great one to have.
Yes.
And she was also a proselyphile.
And the proselyphiles are the ones who are feels limited in her feeble human body, and she often dreams of going bionic.
So we haven't taken advantage of that yet.
Since everyone else has been losing body parts but her.
Yeah, but we could make her into our mega mad warrior.
One day, yes.
Excuse me, my throat is just terrible right now.
Apparently we're having some human technical difficulties at the moment.
Yes, we are. And it set the same incapable of stats over here because of those. So that does match up with what she was incapable of before, the intellectual and the artistic.
Okay.
So that's cool.
And the skills are basically kind of the same, slightly different. The melee and things like that. Like the desire and stuff like that are a little bit different, but...
Apparently you can load and save colonists, too, which... Sorry, I have to click on it, but we don't have anybody to load. That's what I thought. So later we could possibly save them, but I don't know if we would really need to. So Walter was also fairly fair-skinned. Let's go ahead and put Walter's name on here, though. Walter, I don't think she had a nickname.
Her original name was Nana Walter.
Nana Walter. Oh, so maybe we need to...
Oh, we called her Walter.
So is this how it goes then?
Yep. Walter.
Nana... Oh, because it uses their last name as their...
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so... If we take it away, does it just...
Nope.
I think...
You have to have the nickname or it won't know what to call them.
I think it'll just call them Walter. It'll call them by...
Well, look, click on the middle thing again.
Only displayed in certain menus.
At middle. This character's short identifier. This is displayed at all times. It can be the first or last name or a completely separate nickname.
Okay, so I guess we should put it in there then.
Yeah.
Okay, it grays it out, saying, oh, it's the same.
Yes.
That's good. It figures that out for us.
Okay. Glad we agree, finally. And her hair was ponytails, and it was dark, almost black. So, hair.
Hair?
Yes. Click on that. There we go.
I don't know which one it would be.
Well, keep going. It was pigtails, whatever. There we go.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. And then her hair was almost black.
That looks like it.
Close as you can get. Yep.
And I don't think we need to... Head type looks pretty similar. I wonder what's the difference. Narrow wide. Actually, she looks more like a narrow wide, doesn't she?
I don't know.
Let me pull up the other one.
It doesn't really help you, but you people. No, it was actually more of a rounded.
Yeah, it was more rounded, but
That's
looks
pointed.
like...
Keep going.
I'm just looking at them real quick.
There. Narrow normal.
Narrow, that looks like her. Narrow normal.
Okay.
Head type, pants, bottom. Oh, we could actually have...
We could put clothes on her. Hey, what do you know?
So, her pants right now, let's see. I did keep track of their clothing, not necessarily only by the way that they appear.
Because really you only see the top of them. You don't see everything that they're wearing.
Okay, it does actually say synthread pants, so we're good with that. Let's stick on that. Bottom clothing layer. Oh, t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Cloth t-shirt. So we won't upgrade. Oh,
Go on real nice there. There you go.
cloth. And we got to put her back in her pink. What are the chances that you think I'll be able to recreate pink?
Well, you might want to turn out the red for one thing, because pink is usually more red than.
There we go. That's what we're looking for, huh? Some blue and some red.
Class, we're going to learn what makes up the rainbow.
We are going to have to mess with this later.
Yeah.
And see how close we can get it. Not that we really need to get it that close, but...
Okay.
There's
Moving on.
a pinkish color, just a little bit lighter. A little bit brighter.
Moving on.
Moving on.
She has... Is that a coat or a parka?
What is the middle layer? None. She doesn't need a middle layer.
Top where she had a coat, did she not?
She had a
parka.
Ooh, look at that duster. That's nice.
She had a parka. There you go.
Parka. She had a pink parka.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Ta-da!
There you go.
It was actually pretty faint, but we'll go with that for now.
Hopefully we'll fix that.
That looks more like Todd's clothing.
Yeah, it does, really, but...
But we'll fix that later.
Yes.
And I don't know what else. It didn't have a hat. No extra body parts. That's cool. You can actually add the body parts right here. So...
Two heads.
I think that looks pretty close. I don't think you can actually add the weapons on here. I think you can just put them in the map and then pick them up.
Now, in her skills, they're not exactly the same.
No, they're not.
So, does that matter?
We can actually change that.
Because it kind of made them similar, but like, for instance, in the other one, if you zoom in, she's really into cooking, and she's really into the medicine.
For you.
Thank you. And she's really We've got it all together, folks. She did not even have any desire for melee in the other.
Oh yeah, it did change those, didn't it?
It changed them quite a bit, yes.
So let's go ahead and fix those too. So we had a mega passion for medicine.
Medicine and nothing for melee.
Nothing for melee. A little bit of passion
cooking.
for crafting.
And some cooking.
And cooking.
Just a little bit of cooking.
A little bit of cooking passion there.
And I believe the stats that she had were actually earned, because the more you do things, the more their stats are earned. So I'm not sure if we want to upgrade those a whole lot.
I was thinking about it. I think it actually will. I think this is their determined base stat here, probably based on their age.
Okay.
And
their backstory and all of that.
Yeah, and backstory stuff. So I think if we bump this up,
okay.
They can lose stats over time if they don't use their skills. So but I think they can probably lose these if I bump them up.
Okay.
I think.
So just go ahead and put them where they were.
Yeah, I'm just bumping these all up to where they were before. We will lose a little bit of experience going towards the next level, but I'm not too worried about that. I think we'll just kind of take that as a... I mean, we could put them above on one on every level, but that doesn't make sense either.
Make them all better than they were? No, we don't need to. If we're going to do them honestly, we are going to need to do them honestly. That's just kind of the definition of it, I suppose.
So that pretty much looks like where she was. We might fix the golden colors, but beyond that, I think it's pretty close. And you can't add the weapons on right here as far as I can tell.
So, okay. So we save the preset or save the colonist? What do we do?
I don't. Well, we could save the colonist.
Yes, well, I guess we'll do that.
Saved!
Hey, look, we just
We
saved
really
as
didn't
Walter.
need to do that, but if we go back in here, at least we can pull them up. If we get through a bunch of here and we go, oh, we did that all wrong, we loaded up the world and we screwed something up,
Okay.
at least we can go in and say, oh, let's load Walter up, and this will be pretty close to where Walter was.
Okay.
So we're going to go through and do the rest of the colonists off camera because you really don't want to watch all of this on all of the colonists.
No.
And if you do, just, I don't know, send us a message, and if enough people wanted to, we could possibly
Do it again?
do it again, but we're not going to actually record it, so, you know, good luck with that. It probably won't happen.
Oh, sheesh. How's that for playing to your fans?
So, we will just cut here, and we will come back probably once we finish up the rest of the colonists, because you can do more than 4. I don't remember how you can,
like
you
10
can
or
do,
something,
but I think we can fit all of them in here, and we will come back once we have them all figured out. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We have gone through these colonists, and as you can see, we have 10 of them listed here. 9 of our colonists, and the 10th one is one of the prisoners that we had. It only allows you to go to 10 though, so we could not add Bond, the freshly captured prisoner, who we didn't even get to our prison yet, so, you know, that's kind of whatever.
His name was probably James, so, you know, it plays out.
So we went through, as you noticed, we did change Marshall to be more of the pink color that she was supposed to be. Messed around with that off camera. And a couple other things we wanted to point out. On Nuke here, we were able to add body parts for a bionic leg. We were able to give
Brexo
her bionic arm. But things like, for instance,
Komaro
here, I can never say that one.
Well, he doesn't have his accent anymore.
Yeah,
so.
we couldn't add the accents on, like this one and this one had accents on them. But we also could not, Komaro here had 2 cataract eyes, so very poor sight, but you can't add that on without just trying to generate old injuries, and you're likely to get the wrong ones anyways. So I just turned off the old injuries on all of them and didn't worry about it. And so we've got all of them back on here again. Most likely the one that's a prisoner here, we'll figure out a way of making them a prisoner. Maybe we'll get on that when we get there. So I think this is pretty much set up. We saved the colonists, we saved the presets, so we had them all together. It actually took more than one day to get this done.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to jump into the next screen where you can choose the items, I think. I have not done this yet, so let's see what happens.
But he does know his pink now, by the way.
Yes, I know how to make my pink now. So this screen allows you to select resources that you start with on the planet. We're probably way over our points here, and we would go even more over our point system by adding all this stuff in. We did take and make copies of all of this in a way that we could look at them to be able to determine what items we had to add back in, which I'm trying to look up right now as I'm talking. But things like we had 6 pistols. Now that counts both pistols that were on people or in the stockpile. So we had 3 survivalist rifles. You can also go through, it gives you a standard thing of silver, steel. I mean, this is pretty much your standard what you get. We're going to go through and add all the items in that we had in the game, and they're all going to come piling down in one place. But we will add them in to where they belong after we're done with this.
Yeah, which is going to take a bit.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to make you watch the entire thing.
No, we're not. We're going to cut here. We will add all this stuff in. I think it'd be easier to add it in here than to add it in through the developers menu. So we'll just add it in here and we'll see how that goes.
Alright.
So we'll see you back in a bit. Welcome back. We went and we sorted through what we had. And we tried to add all the things on that we had from our previous gameplay, and it stopped. We added stuff on and it stopped adding it on, so we thought there was a limit. So we went and took back off some of the stuff and added some other stuff on and gave ourselves some money to replace some of what was lost, And then when I tested it again to see if we do the same thing, I kept on adding something else and adding something else, and it let me do it. So I don't know, there was some kind of bug that stopped us. So we're just going to go with this. We're not going to replace everything. We had more parkas than this, a lot more. We had a bunch of tribal wear and regular cloth and shirts and some melee weapons and some pilas and probably some bows that I forgot about. We had a bunch of stuff, so we just bumped. This was like 2,300. We bumped it up to 3,500, which is probably less if we would have sold all the stuff that was there.
Probably.
And I added on the steel that was in the mining cave that we had already mined out of the walls also. So we've got some stuff to start with here, pretty close to what we had before for the food and the meat and the extra clothing, and these guns are stuff we're going to have to equip our people with.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So, you know, there was all this extra stuff we could add, but I think we're good with what we've got now. So let's jump in, and we should have the same world that we had before, or similar to it.
Now, did you save?
I did.
Okay. That would be good.
So while it's generating the map,
we'll just ask you to hold and wait, and we will
play some elevator music.
Have we done this before? Because this is like the longest generation thing ever.
Yeah.
Like
okay, we are here. So it's going to start us as if we're a new colony here.
And the three of you awaken. Your crypto sleep sarcophagi, you just made me do it because I can pronounce that, into the ground of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Some time later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive.
And that's how it would normally start.
Uh-huh.
So let's let our people land, all of them.
Those elk are eating our food.
Everybody pop out.
Whoa.
Wow, that's a bunch of stuff there.
Holy cow.
So it looks like a lot of our stuff is just dropped on the ground here.
Great.
And yeah, we got some elk running around out there. They're
Wow.
trying to eat our money, I think is what it is.
Is that what they're eating, our silver? That's great.
But this is pretty close to what we had before. I'm pulling it up on my side here just to kind of look, and we had pretty much, the planet looks about the same. The landing area does anyways. We've still got the vent here that we can make use of.
There was a vent higher, but it's not there now. But
Yeah, there was a vent over here, wasn't there?
mm-hmm.
And I don't see it.
We were just about to build there, actually, but
Yeah. So we can't get everything we had before. We're going to carve out this mountain again, though. Pretty close to what we had before, because it looks like it's still got the basic shape of... We started calling it the bunny there.
give the bunny versus the poodle.
Yeah, the bunny versus the poodle. They're both there. And there are little extra stuff on here, like the extra
Meals.
food. We did lose the sleep caskets that we had up here, because that area has turned into a single wall.
So yeah.
There's also some stuff down here we never got to that was blocked off by water. So
yeah.
a lot of things have changed. Oh, this wasn't water before.
Mm-hmm.
So quite a few things here have changed. Oh, there's
another
geyser
one.
vent, which we might have to try and use. It's kind of a ways out there. But we're going to take and carve a new area into the mountain to look about like we did before, and then we will start our gameplay up again with our colonists who it rearranged for us. I don't know why.
Because they don't care.
So we're going to get that taken care of probably in the next, between this and the next episode. We just wanted to show what it took to get things going again using that Prepare Carefully mod.
So there you go.
So yeah, there you go. So thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed.
And this is Phoenix signing off for A Veiled Pursuit. If you've liked what you've seen or have comments, just let us know, and make sure to subscribe for future content.
And we will see you in the next one. Now get on with your pursuit.